So here is a simple hack that I started using and it is saving my life. Blown away by the techniques and tactics that what am I doing with my life. And it's why I press record and get out of my comfort zone. Boyfriend, girlfriend or your partner. I don't think there will ever be a book that can beat this. That's where this book is at. I could take every single page in this book and frame it and keep it on my wall. Right now, I don't scroll. If they're single, they're looking for a partner, how to build real wealth. School never taught me money into I own assets. It's one of the first books that I read about money. Your love and support means the world to me. How can a human be this strong? Welcome to the crash course that your school never offered. In this video, I'm going to share the 12 books that turned my quarter life crisis into quarter life glow up. I'll drop a one sentence cheat sheet for every book in this list so that you can pick the one that speaks to you today. Stick around and watch till the end because I shared very important tip that completely changed my book reading game. Are you ready for this session? Go grab your coffee, tea, boba, whatever fuels your soul, and let's dive in and outline the classroom. To make it easy for you, I divided these 12 books into 3 categories. The first one is purpose and mindset, and the second category is habits, productivity, and relationships, and the third one is money and success. Each category has 4 books in it. If I had to describe the first category in one sentence, I would say these books will help you discover who you are and also grow from inside out. The first book in this category is Ikigai, and this book is also very special to me because this is also the first book that I read in my life other than academic books. The reason why I chose to show you this book first is because if you're a newbie or if you're someone who wants to get into reading, then I would definitely recommend you try this book first because it's very lighthearted and it's also, I think, pretty small when compared to other books. So I just finished this book very quickly. The theme of this book is finding the reason for being and also living with a purpose. Why should you read this? It's because this book gives you the Japanese secrets to waking up excited. It's kind of like a mental matcha. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then definitely give this a go. This book is also perfect for someone who's asking, what am I doing with my life? Before you say anything, I was also on the same boat, but this book helped me get that mental clarity. The second book in this list is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I think I spilled something here. That's the only thing I don't like about reading like a physical book because I really love to read books from page to page rather than Kindle because I always choose to read a physical copy. But the only downside is you have to store these books in a safe place. The theme of this book is mindful transformation and mindfulness and spiritual well-being. Why you should read it? If you want to declutter your mind, you should definitely give this a go. But who should read it? If you are an overthinker and you want to relax and chill for a bit without having to go to a Himalayan cave, you should definitely try this. If you are completely new to reading, and even though if you read like a couple of books, I would definitely not recommend reading this book because this book took me a lot of time and it's also very complex and you have to use your mind a lot. I think it will also have some exercises where you have to think a lot. So I would not recommend this book for someone who is trying to get into reading. It's not a good idea to choose this as a first book. And the third book in our list is All You Need Is Josh by Supriya Paul. The theme of this book is it has a real life inspirational stories showcasing resilience and achieving their dreams. Why you should read this? Because it has 30 true underdog stories that slaps. When I say slaps, it slaps. It slaps your self-doubt right off the stage. This book is perfect for someone who sometimes needs a cheerleader by their side and someone needs to remind them that they can achieve anything in this world and the sky is limit and they can dream big too. But they only have Wi-Fi. So for those people, this book is perfect. And the fourth and last book in this category is Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. And the theme of this book is self-empowerment, confidence, and stopping the habit of apologizing for your ambitions. Why should you read this? Because Rachel is kind of like a hype sister who rips the word sorry out of your vocabulary. This book is perfect for every woman who says, oops and sorry when someone else bumps into her. Let's move on to the second category, which is my favorite out of the 3, which is habits, productivity, and relationship. This category is all about leveling up your daily routines and deepen your connection. The first book in this category is my favorite book of all time, and honestly, I don't think there will ever be a book that can beat this. For me, like in my personal opinion, that's where this book is at. I honestly forced some of my friends to read this book, even though I know that they're not into reading, because I believe that this book can change anyone's life and their routine and their habits, and they could benefit a lot from this book. I have to give this book a drum roll. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. I honestly really love this book. I could take every single page in this book and frame it and keep it on my wall. Forget about chapters and pages. I think every single line in this book is a gold mine. The theme of this book is building and breaking habits through small and consistent change. Why you should read this? Because this book teaches you a very valuable lesson, that is how 1% upgrades every single day beats new year, new me mindset. It's perfect for someone who are struggling to keep up with their routines and their habits, and maybe they're on their fitness journey and they started going to gym and eating healthy. After a week or two, they just fall off the routine and go back to the rut. And trust me, I was there. I am still there. I'm still working on it based on the techniques that are in this book, and I'm glad that I found this book. I think I hyped this book enough so that you'll go get it, but honestly, you'll thank me later. But if you do that in the comment section, okay? The second book in this category is Make Time: How to Focus on What Matters Every Day. And the authors are Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. I read Atomic Habits last year, and this book, I did read it 2 months ago. And I feel like this book is like a baby brother to the Atomic Habits, and this one is like a big brother, and this is a baby brother. Out of the 12 books that I'm going to show you today, there are only 2 books I feel like are very light-hearted and very easy to read. The first one is Ikigai, and the second one is this Make Time. If you see this book, it's very thick book, so you might think that it's very lengthy and complicated book, but honestly, it's not. It's very, very easy to read. In this book, I feel like the authors are for suppose, let's say you're having your lunch, and what the authors would do is they will mix the rice and curry for you, and they would feed you, and they would chew the food for you, and also they would digest for you. You have to do nothing. You have to just sit there and read the book. That's it. That's how easy this book is to read. And what's interesting is that although this book is very easy to read and you might finish this very quickly, this is also very resourceful. I did not expect this from this book. When I got this book, I'm like, okay, it might be similar to Atomic Habits. I might learn some new techniques, but I'm blown away by the techniques and tactics that they spoke about this book. And the best part is reading this book was like fun to me. I didn't once feel like I'm reading self-improvement or a self-help book. It feels like a treat to me. Whenever I get a chance to read, I feel like you go to watch a movie, right? Or you eat your favorite snack. That's the kind of feeling that I got when I read this book. It's like, what will happen next, or like what new thing will I learn? It's not a novel or a story, but I'm really excited by the tactics that they share, that I think they are like a little diamonds that I can cherish for the rest of my life. In this book, there will be a lot of pictures and diagrams for you to understand these concepts easily, and I think that's the best part. And the theme of this book is focusing on what truly matters and beating distraction and optimizing your schedule. Why you should read it? Because it has 80 plus hacks to save your day from your Instagram and TikTok black holes. Author actually calls those infinite pools because you keep on scrolling and scrolling infinitely and there's no end to it. Honestly, I've been there, but right now I don't scroll. I have like a set amount of time that I want to dedicate to Instagram or YouTube, but I don't mindlessly scroll whenever I wake up in the morning or before I go to bed. I consciously make that decision. And the tactics that the authors are talking about this book are very helpful, and I'm sure you will benefit from it. This book is perfect for those busy bees that are buzzing and not blooming. You know who you are. And the next book in our list is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And the theme of this book is mental toughness and pushing beyond your perceived limits, and most importantly, self-discipline. Why should you read this book? If you are someone who quits at 40%, then Mr. Goggins here will yell at you until you find the other 60. While reading this book and imagining his story, I was literally in disbelief that how can a human be this strong physically, but also more importantly mentally. In simple terms, this book is perfect for anyone who is procrastinating a leg day. And the last book in this category is 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. The theme of this book is strengthening relationships by understanding different ways people give and receive love. Why you should read this? Because you'll finally understand why your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your partner is always asking for attention and your time, while you, on the other hand, you don't feel like you need to be spending time with them. Like, you might be okay with just talking to them once a day or once a week, while them, on the other hand, they feel like they need your time and attention. I personally feel like people only pick up this book when they want to improve the communication in their relationship, or if they're single, they're looking for a partner, only then they pick up this book. But I personally feel like everyone will benefit from reading this book regardless of your relationship status, because you will learn a lot more about yourself, what your love languages are, and what you like and what you don't like. Who wouldn't want that, right? Now let's move on to the last category, which is money and success. The books in this category will help you understand how to build real wealth and redefine what success means to you. And the first book in this category is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You might think that this book is pretty small when compared to other books, but this book is pretty thick and lengthy, so you might take quite some time finishing it. The theme of this book is fundamental concepts of financial literacy and shifting your money mindset. Why should you read this? Because it turns you saying school never taught me money into I own assets. It's perfect for anyone who googled what is an index fund at 2 a.m. And the second book in this category is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This is also a very good book, and it's also very special to me because it's one of the first books that I read about money. The theme of this book is how human behavior and emotions affect our financial decisions beyond just numbers. Why I should read this? Because it has very valuable money lessons that are told just like campfire stories, very easy to learn. This book is perfect for people whose budgeting app makes them cry and close it. The third book in this category is The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco. The theme of this book is entrepreneurship and scaling wealth faster and challenging the conventional slow lane thinking. Why I should read this? Because it tells you a 9 to 5 and eating ramen till 65 is not the only way. Say hi to entrepreneurship. And I agree, this book is not for everyone. This book is perfect for someone who rather build than budget cut for 40 years. And the last and the final book for this category and for the video is Happy Sexy Millionaire by Stephen Bartlett. To be honest, I did not do any research before buying this book. I'm strongly influenced into getting this book because I'm a huge fan of a Diary of CEO podcast on YouTube, and it was hosted by Stephen Bartlett. So hence the reason I got this book. The theme of this book is challenging superficial success ideals and redefining what happiness and wealth mean. Why you should read this? Because it destroys your Insta perfect myths and hands you the real happiness GPS. It's perfect for anyone who is doom scrolling influencers and feeling icky. One big mistake that I made, and I hope you won't, is not taking notes right after reading every chapter. Sometimes I finish a book, take a break, and maybe even put some of these ideas into action. But when it came to filming this video right now, my mind totally blank. It's wild how we invest days, weeks, and sometimes months for me into reading, and how we forget half of it in our busy worlds. That's when it hit me. Even though I finished all of these books, I barely remember the details. I totally agree. In our busy lives, it's so easy to let our good insights slip away. So here is a simple hack that I started using, and it is saving my life. Right after you finish your chapter, grab your phone or your sticky notes or even a page in the book itself and jot down one single point that stand out to you in that chapter. You don't have to write the entire chapter, you just have to write a couple of lines or a single line about what blew your mind or what you really want to remember. Trust me, it takes like 2 minutes max, but it gives you an awesome one-page summary of the entire book in your own words. Who has time to read through 20 pages of official summary when you can zip through your own bullet points in seconds? I'm following this exact hack with the book that I'm reading right now, which is called Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdal. I just started reading this book and I finished the first chapter, and I kept this paper where I wrote all of the points that felt that I need to remember in the first chapter. So let me read one point to you. Success doesn't lead to feeling good. Feeling good leads to success. I really want to remember that, so I noted that down. Whenever I feel like I want to go through this book once more, I can just take this piece of paper and read through the points, and I instantly remember all of those things. If you are a beginner and you just want to read one book from each of these categories, then I would definitely recommend reading Ikigai from the first one and Make Time from the second one and The Psychology of Money for the third one. If you are a seasoned reader and if you want to read one book from each of this category, then I would definitely recommend Girls Stop Apologizing from the first one and Atomic Habits from the second one and Rich Dad Poor Dad from the third one. Before we wrap up this episode, I have a small ask. Growth is a heartbeat of this channel, and it's why I press record and get out of my comfort zone. If there is a book that fundamentally changed your thinking or put your life in a better path, then share the title along with a quick note about why or what made it powerful in the comment section below. I'll definitely add it to my reading queue, and your recommendation could be a breakthrough another viewer is looking for. If you think today's video earned your time, then show me some love with a like. It lets YouTube know that this content deserves a bigger stage. And if you think your friend, sibling, or your favorite coworker or even your loved one will benefit from these book recommendations, then make sure you share this episode with them, because progress is better together. Also consider subscribing so that we both can be YouTube friends, and every new subscriber fuels this small but mighty channel and helps me create high value content just for you. Thank you so much for sticking till the end of this video and being a part of this growing community. Honestly, your love and support means the world to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye.